what a difference a game makes. I know y'all were struggling on offense the past 2 days, and then that final 8th inning, 4 home runs in the 8th inning. Talk about like what kind of changed this kind of momentum around.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think obviously, you go back to back to back, like the momentum's there, right? So I think like going into the inning, going into all these ABs tonight, I think our approaches were a lot better. We weren't striking out as much, we weren't swinging and missing as much. I think we were fouling a lot of more pitches off. Our outs were loud. And I think, when you keep doing that, we kept saying all game, like it seemed like inning after inning we were lining out, or, somebody was hitting the ball hard somewhere and we were just getting it. And we knew, like, you keep grinding that out, good things are going to happen.
How important is it knowing that y'all are hitting the ball so hard, it's just not falling? How important is it to keep that belief of, like, just keep hitting the ball hard, just keeping the ball?
I think that's just trusting the process. Like, we work every single day. We work on routines. We work on all these different things to kind of try and, keep us grounded in these moments. I guess neutral would be a good word. You do things like that, like it's real cool and everything, but you got to come back next AB, next pitch, doesn't matter. So it's a big time win, big time job there by everybody in the 8th, and I don't know, it was awesome. It was fun.
Take us back to that 8th inning. Brother hits that really big 3-run home run to kind of get the snowball going. How big was it when you get that home run?
Everybody, I feel like, at least myself, I knew it was going to happen. This guy's up there right there in a big spot, and he's a big time guy. He's a big guy, so I think those are the types of things that he does, and then it carries throughout the entire dugout. I think everybody felt it, and we all know, like, we're good enough hitters. We can do that all the time. No lead's ever too big, clearly. So I think buying into the approaches that we want to have is going to be the difference maker between this team being really good and average.
And y'all tied the game up. You come up the bat with 2 outs. What did you see on that pitch?
It was a first pitch slider. I wasn't necessarily looking for it. I was just trying to attack a mistake in the middle of the field, which is where I am as an offense. So I got something that I could handle and just kind of threw my hands at it, just trusted everything.
Coming in this midweek, you had the very disappointing loss against UTSA. What is a win like this, especially how y'all came back to win this does for this team's confidence?
There couldn't have been a better script written. I think we faced a lot of adversity, and to be able to see, we're down 5-0 and then we're down 7-2 going into the 8th, like that seems like it's been happening a lot this year so far. And the fact that we were able to, put up 6 runs in the 8th inning just off a few swings, like I think that really shows us as an offense that it doesn't matter what happens, like we're still in the game no matter what.
What about Slam Marcus? It's been the thing that's been going on for this year. What is it about the power on this team that keeps, like you said, it keeps y'all in games like this?
It's just, it's a difference maker, obviously. Like, we see it. It's really big to have guys, 1 through 9 that can go up there and do that. So, I don't know. It's really good, but I think our approaches were what did that. It wasn't that we were trying to go up there and hit home runs. I promise you, ask anybody that did it, they weren't trying to hit a ball. So, it happens on accident, and we were fortunate enough to have good enough approaches and stay in the middle of the field that we got pretty, we were on a lot of balls there.
So obviously coming up 7-7 with no outs, like what was your approach? You said it wasn't hitting the bomb, so.
No, I mean, like I said, just trying to hit a line drive with the middle. I think that was kind of the approach all night from the whole lineup, and I knew that once all the home runs started getting hit or everything, I just try to breathe and really like slow myself down, because it's really easy to get caught up into that. Like go up there and pull off and try and hit a home run. Just breathe and kind of relax.
Yeah, we saw the dugout get super hype. How do you think that plays into the game?
Oh my God, it's a crazy difference maker. I'm sure y'all felt it in the stands. Like it's an energy thing, and I think that's another thing this team really feeds off of is everyone's energy. And I mean, obviously, it's easy to get good energy whenever you put up 6 and you hit a lot of home runs. So I think moving forward, we just got to carry that every single day. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference maker.
I think that's a big program win right there. Talk about our acronym is CATS in our program, our culture, and compete, attitude, toughness, and selfless. And I thought all those showed up tonight, and I challenged them for the game. Let's just go represent CATS tonight and go get after it and go compete. And whatever happens, happens. And obviously it didn't look great there for a little while. And guys just kept fighting. I kind of felt like in the dugout, guys didn't lose hope. There was something about them tonight that was a little bit different. And so, yeah, really good job and found a way to win. So played really good defense tonight. And obviously, the 8th inning, we had 8 out of 9 quality at bats, and obviously 4 home runs. But I felt like our approach on that one was a lot better. Middle of the field, we worked really hard about going the other way. I think it just showed up there in the 8th what these guys can do. So what a fun win, what a fun momentum win. Hopefully we carry it in tomorrow.
You know, you're coming into this game with 2 rough losses, one against Grand Canyon and another one against UTSA. You know, after 2 rough losses, how does this team, as you say, kind of all season, just kind of flush all those games and just refocus on Dakota State?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Wednesday we got back and we scrimmaged right again. I wasn't happy with the way we played. I wasn't happy how we swung the bats, how we pitched it, how we played defense. And I thought the best thing was let's get all back out there and let's do it again. And so we did that on Wednesday. We got back after them again on Thursday and again in BP today. And I thought their focus was just a little bit better tonight. And then, you know, they could have easily shut it down. We're down 7, we're down 5-0, then 7-2. You know, if you're not a tough team or a team just, you know, worried about results, you shut it down. They just kept playing and kept believing. And sometimes wins like this kind of propel guys and propel teams in the future.
You know, when we were talking to Brian, it was just the overall attitude in that dugout was like, you know, we just got to keep hitting. Like it's just not falling. It's just like one of these, like it's going to fall one of these times. And like in that 8th inning, it showed like they kept fighting. What does it say about this team? About you know, not only are you saying what they're saying it themselves, like just keep fighting, just keep hitting.
Yeah, that just shows you our culture, right? If the coaches just say it all the time, that's one thing. When the players start talking, they start believing it, and they hold each other accountable to it. It's what makes our program. And so to me, that's what. If we had a bad culture, we probably don't win tonight. So these guys, even though we're losing, the culture is always easy when you're winning, right? Last year it was pretty easy. All of a sudden, some guys start doubting. Some, you know, people are saying here and there, you lost a couple games, should have got run rolled a couple games. If you listen to all that, you know, it's baseball. You're going to go in funks. You just got to keep playing. You got to keep grinding it out. You got to just keep competing, and our guys do a great job of that. So hopefully we'll continue to do that and try to go get another win tomorrow.
You know, taking us back to that 8th inning, you know, get 2 runners on first and second, almost like the last inning. Except, you know, last inning y'all didn't capitalize.
Right.
This inning, brother hits this giant bomb to basically spark the snowball that y'all been talking about. What is it about that home run that, as you said, like it just keeps the momentum going?
Yeah, baseball is all about momentum. You know, they're in the what was it in the 6th? We scored our 2 finally, got on the board, and then we gave up the 2, and it kind of took the momentum away from us. Those rallies just it feeds off each other, and all of a sudden, you know, when you go through our 3, 4, 5. Those guys, that's the second time they went back to back. And so those guys are really good hitters when they're locked in. And we can be that 1 through 9. And so it just kind of gives the next guy the next confidence, hey, look what I just did. Now it's your turn. And you just keep handing the bat to the next guy and keep having great quality at bats.
You know, with the San Marcos being the thing nowadays, what is it about this team that exhibits like this much power in the lineup?
I don't know. I know one thing we never talked about for the last 2 days. It was actually quite the opposite of, hey, we just got to get back to just hitting barrels in the middle of the field and a lot of backside hits. And, you know, what's crazy is a result of a good approach sometimes are what you saw tonight. If guys were trying to pull those balls in those situations, they either pull them foul or they're not on time for them. So to me, all those home runs were resulted in great approaches and not trying to do too much. And so we talked a real lot about our approach the last 3 days, just trying to grind it out, try to get some approach hits out there and try to do it. And it ends up being a bunch of home runs, which I'm okay with too, as long as they're not trying to do it.
Yeah.
So.
How important is it to, you know, when you get power like this, people want to hit home runs, but as you're saying, it's more about getting the approach, getting in the middle of the bat, and like if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's just making sure you're keeping that same impression, that same consistency.
Yeah, I mean, so especially with good arms, right? When you're facing good arms, you got to be more consistent with your approach and not try to do too much. Let the game kind of come to you because they can pitch, they can spot up, and they can get you off balance. And so I think we've learned that the last couple of weeks that maybe over the weekend we got away with a little too much, and then some guys could really pitch against us. And so, and that's baseball. You got to keep learning, you got to keep growing. And I've told it a ton of times, when you lose, you either got to lose or you're going to learn. And for us, it was a learning experience of how do we continue to get better. We're still not where we need to be. There's still some at-bats left out there, but tomorrow's another day. We'll face a lefty with another good approach. And so you just got to keep stacking good days on good days, and that'll hopefully turn into a great year.
You know, pitching staff, they took their lumps in that 4th inning, but, you know, y'all came back in the 8th inning and they basically backjarred up with a perfect 1-2-3 inning. What is it about that pitching staff? You know, kind of just like, okay, they've got the lead now, we're going to close it out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously, Tristan Dixon's one of the best in the country. That's why he's back there. I was really proud of Dylan Curbo. He hadn't got his opportunity all yet. And then, you know, I challenged him on Wednesday. I said, hey, man, if you want to pitch, if any of you guys want to pitch, get out here and get after it. And he had an unbelievable day on Wednesday, and we rewarded him tonight. And, you know, he got his first win as a Bobcat. So pretty cool that works out. So, and then, Dixon on the back end, he's really tough.